Okay, you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. So, this past week, my time has been very consumed in editing a video that just went up. But during this time, a video came up on my TikTok feed, and it was about a mother who was basically very proud about the fact that she had banished her toddler to the driveway because he was sick. And when I saw the video, my jaw dropped, and I thought, should I pause editing this video and do another one? No, I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm not gonna do it. Well, I put that video up and that video was still in my mind and it was still making me mad. And so I went on to the mom's account and I was getting more mad actually with how she is handling it. So basically, if you're not on TikTok, which if you're not, you're very smart, but if you're not and you kind of want to be clued in on why a lot of people are calling this mom out, then just keep on watching. Okay, so let me introduce you to Ashley, who labels herself on TikTok as the accidental parent. She is a very small creator over there who just started her account this past February. So, just kind of taking a look throughout her TikTok, she's only had it for a few months. It does seem like her main goal on there is growth, making money, that kind of thing. And part of her strategy is using her 2-year-old son to kind of help that growth. So, not only does she apparently, throw her son out in the driveway when he's sick, but she also exploits her son. Kind of a bit of a side note of something that I've noticed in this space, in this discussion of child exploitation on the internet. I think a lot of times the discussion is about the bigger creators, the bigger channels, all of that who exploit their children. But what gets kind of lost in the discussion is all of the smaller accounts. The accounts that are under 1,000 people following them, the accounts on TikTok, Instagram, all platforms. It's not just YouTube family bloggers who exploit their kids. There are so many people out there exploiting their children on social media. So, being that I talk a lot about that here on my channel, I definitely want to shed light on the fact that not only does she sentence her son to the driveway with a dog bed, not kidding, we're going to get into that, but she also has been exploiting him on her TikTok so that she can make money. Okay, so first, let's take a look at the video that has everybody in an uproar. The video alone has over 8 million views and counting. So, I'm going to show you that real quick. So, yeah, a video of her toddler laying out in their driveway on a dog bed. There's sheets and blankets on it, but her husband is with him and they were watching a show on an iPad, she said, or she's going to get to that, but she said they were watching something on an iPad. But it says POV, you have emetophobia, so your toddler's stomach virus gets moved to the driveway. And then her caption says, desperate times call for desperate measures. So we need to keep in mind, nowhere in there did she say she was joking, that he had asked to go outside. But with that being said, the comment section was not in her favor. Somebody said, as someone with raging emetophobia, this is insane. Your kid should be in his own room, in his own bed. I'd be the one outside if I really couldn't deal with it. Emetophobia, hopefully I'm saying it right, but that's the fear of vomiting, whether it's yourself vomiting, it could be somebody else vomiting, but that's what it is. So I don't know what she was thinking posting this. I don't know what she thought the reaction would be. It's TikTok. Yes, she's a smaller account, but anybody's video can take off at any time, whether you have one follower or a million followers. It doesn't matter. And her video did take off, not in her favor. So that's kind of where the backtracking started happening.
Okay, so some of you parenting experts are acting like I banished my son to the driveway with a loaf of bread and no supervision. Number one, he wanted to go outside. Now, I am a severe emetophobe, so hearing that from my stomach-bugged toddler was very welcome. I was so happy he wanted to go outside. Also because fresh air, vitamin D, that's amazing for you when you're sick or you're not feeling well. So because I wanted him to be comfortable outside, I brought out all of these blankets and pillows so that he could get cozy on the driveway. Even though he just wanted to be out there and walking around, we had a spot for him that he could lay down. He also had unlimited iPad access, which as parents who don't do screen time, this was like a once in a lifetime treat for him. He also had two doting, loving parents catering to him the entire time. We did not leave his side. When my husband and I felt like, okay, that's enough fresh air because it was starting to get a little warm, we brought him inside and let him lay on the couch, nap, took care of him. Okay, I promise you, he's not going to grow up feeling like he was a neglected little sick, poor child. Okay, he's very loved. He was pampered, and now he's just back to his silly self. And I'm here as an emetophobe in my 3-day panic, fearing that I'm going to be getting this now and dealing with that. But I promise you, the boy's doing well. He's good. He's loved.
The problem with that backtracking video is that she had posted a video right before the driveway video announcing that to the world that her son had a stomach virus and, she was very upset about it and, I'm gonna show you that because kinda it kinda contradicts that video we just watched.
I ugh. And this is the reason why I did not want to have kids. Literally, my biggest fear since I was 6 years old has just come to fruition. I knew it would happen. I knew it was inevitable, but that does not mean I was ever ready or prepared for it or that I'm tolerating it well. I am a severe emetophobe. I have been emetophobic since can remember. My entire life, I always said I'm not going to have kids because my kids will throw up and I won't be able to handle it. I have the type of emetophobia that, like, yes, I'm afraid about me throwing up, but it's also more about other people throwing up. So I've always been afraid to have kids and have them throw up and feel like I can't be a good mom or parent them because I'd be having a panic attack. If that wasn't foreshadowing enough, my 2-year-old has his very first stomach virus. And it happened, of course, today when I was by myself with him. My husband was not home and he threw up all over my bedroom. Like, literally just walked around the whole room, made sure to get every single spot. I had sequestered him outside. I set up my own little quarantine. I literally got a dog bed, covered it in sheets and towels, and put it on the driveway so that he could lay down outside. I will say I'm so proud of myself for the way I've been reacting to him because I do not want to instill my fear onto him. I have been handling that part really well.
So I have a couple problems with this video. Number one, I have a fear. I have a fear that someone is going, or that I'm going to be out driving safely, following the rules of the road, doing everything I need to do to keep myself safe, people in the vehicle safe, the people on the road safe, the people walking, the people riding their bikes, everyone safe. But my fear is that there's going to be someone filming a TikTok video paying more attention to the filming of the video while they're driving than the road. That's my fear. Because nothing is that important at all in the world of TikTok that you need to film it while you're driving. If something is on your brain that much, pull over, pull off at a store, wait till you get home. There's many options. When I see people filming TikToks or when I see a TikTok filming, someone's clearly driving and you can see the trees going past and the stores and the houses and the people and the whatever, makes me so mad. There should be an instant ban where TikTok should be taking those videos down because it's dangerous. But my second issue with that video is that she said something along the lines of, what did she say? I wrote it down. She said that he threw up everywhere and made sure to get every spot. He's 2, and according to you, this is his first stomach virus. Maybe, just maybe cut your toddler some slack. I don't think he made sure to do anything of the sort. Again, he's 2. If this is his first experience throwing up, sure, he was very scared, had no idea what was going on, and you're acting angry about it that, oh, of course he had to get at every little spot. Grow up. But yeah, in this video where she kind of contradicts herself, is that she says that she sent him out there. Not that he asked to go out there, that she was really, upset and didn't know how she was going to handle it. So she sent him outside, put the dog bed out there, put some sheets in a blanket, and her husband went out there, and she's really proud of how she handled it. She never said that her 2-year-old said, "Hey, can I go outside while I'm sick?" Because he didn't. He didn't say that. Now, before we get into Ashley's reaction, how she's handling this all, if this was you and you might be a little embarrassed, that's not the route she's taking. Okay. It's not the route she's taking, but I figured I'd give you a little bit of some background information on her before we get into how she's handling it. In the beginning of the video, I said how she exploits her son, and she exploits him in more ways than one, not just on TikTok. Yeah, before she changed her bio to Mother of the Year, her bio just a few short days ago said mom of a toddler model professional microwaver. So yeah, her son does modeling, and I'm sure if you have watched any of my videos, it doesn't you can probably imagine, you can probably guess my thoughts on putting your toddler in modeling. And in case if you have not watched any of my videos, it's a hard no for me. There's a lot of angles we could take as to why I think that way, but I'll just kind of leave it as I've heard so many stories of adults whose parents pushed them into modeling when they were kids, and when they grew up, they never saw a dime of that money that they made from it. So, there's a lot of reasons, but that's a big reason for me, but there's a ton. Ashley's mentioned having side gigs, but she's mainly a stay-at-home mom, and she started TikTok with the goal of making money. So honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if some of those side gigs that she has mentioned is actually taking her son to modeling gigs, and that's the side gig money she's talking about. I wouldn't be surprised. And I just personally think that kids who cannot give informed consent should be contributing financially to the household. I don't know why that is such a crazy thing to think in 2026, why so many people seem to think that their children should be contributing to the bank accounts, but that's where we're at. But then there's the whole professional microwaver thing that we need to talk about. In videos, she has talked about, not getting dressed, kind of wearing her robe all day, how she never cooks, she hates cooking.
Okay, so I'm the mom that doesn't cook. I'm lucky if I get dressed for the day, which obviously I have not. I feel like most of my videos I'm in this bathrobe. Okay, here's another kitchen hack for you. If you're in a rush or you don't like to cook or you have a really impatient toddler, you can microwave scrambled eggs. And then I cut them up for my toddler. They probably don't taste as good as if you make them in a pan. But honestly, I've eaten them, he eats them all the time, and it works.
And so it seems just quickly scrolling through her account that has at least tried to lean into that identity on TikTok of being, like that, I guess, which I don't know why you'd wanna brand yourself like that online, but to each their own, I guess. But she has said that she doesn't like cooking meat because she's scared it won't be fully cooked, so she microwaves basically everything, and to be fair, I'm sure that that all stems back to her emetophobia, but at some point, I'm just thinking, why not learn a few vegetarian meals to make? Have that be what you're known for, making really quick, easy vegetarian meals for people who don't like to cook. I would think that that would be better than microwave eggs and dry chicken, maybe. But it almost seems like she was trying to build her content around being a lazy mom, and we've seen people do that on TikTok and it's worked for them. Now, she doesn't have the house that's totally disgusting and, stuff everywhere, but still leaning into that kind of bare minimum type of parenting, I guess. So yeah, I kind of thought that the backstory with Ashley was kind of important before we address how she's handling it because with the videos she has put out, she seems a little bit cold and selfish to me at least. Basically like, I don't want to cook, so everyone else around me gets the bare minimum. And again, if this all does stem back to her emetophobia, then honestly it sounds like it's something that needs to be addressed. Because when you're at the point where you're putting your sick kid outside in the driveway on a dog bed, you can't cook anything that isn't microwavable, and your fears are affecting your parenting, that is a bigger issue. And this actually reminded me of something that I talked about in my Josh and Abby Herbert deep dive video. A lot of people said that I should have cut Abby some slack um, because she had talked about there was a time when she was pregnant and the bathroom smelled really bad at this place she was at, and her daughter's diaper needed change and she physically couldn't do it, so she enlisted her pregnant friend's help. And I basically was like, what are we doing here? And a lot of you guys said I should have cut her slack. And what I wish I would have put in that video was the clip leading up to her saying that. Because in it, and Abby also has talked a lot about this throughout the career of their YouTube channel, but she has said that Josh basically does everything around the house, including most of the diaper changes, even when she's not pregnant. And listen, if you have a phobia, if you are pregnant and you physically in that situation, she physically couldn't change her daughter's diaper. Okay, if it was me, I just in the bathroom was that disgusting, I couldn't handle it. I would have just went out to my car, changed the baby there, and then went back inside before I asked my pregnant friend to change my daughter's diaper. But whatever. Okay? Whatever. That's fine. The issue for me is when it becomes a bigger pattern in the content that these people are putting out online, like with Ashley or even Abby, when they lean into this whole quote lazy mom identity while the people around them pick up the slack. Because once you become a parent, there are going to be moments where someone else comes before your own comfort. That's just part of it. So the phobia is valid, yes. But the whole throwing your kid out in the driveway before seeking any form of help, that's not okay. That's not valid. It kinda seemed like up until that point, up until the driveway video, that Ashley was trying to build a community of moms who kinda think the same way that she does. And you know what? That might have worked. Things might have continued like that. But once the driveway video was posted, all bets were off because nobody was agreeing with her. Or I should say 98% of people weren't agreeing with her. Now, the issue with all of this, and even a reason I thought maybe I shouldn't even do a video on this, and it's because she is loving the attention. She's loving it, which kinda says a lot. But yeah, it seems that she is kinda going to be leaning into all of this more, kinda riding the wave out for however many more days. Because let's be honest, in a few days, this is all going to die down. But of course, in the meantime, she is bringing her son along for the humiliation ritual.
Hey, honey, there's some crazy people that think I make you sleep outside. Isn't that so silly? Yeah. Okay, honey, let's get to bed. I'll close it. Okay. All right, good night. I'll see you in the morning. Bye.
Sure, he's going to love having this history of videos that his mom is putting out there when he goes to school someday. There are people threatening to call CPS on Ashley, which I don't agree with because we all know how CPS works. They're not going to do anything. And the reality is, he has a roof over his head anytime he's not sick. He has food, electricity, all the things. There are far worse situations that we see on TikTok where CPS does not do anything. Resilient Jenkins. I mean, I think they've had CPS called many times from what I've heard, from what Stephanie has put out there. And yet those kids are all still living in a motel room. So, but with that being said, I don't know what Ashley expected. That's how TikTok works. When you rage bait TikTok, they are going to retaliate. Again, not that I agree with calling CPS, but we've seen this happen many, many, many times when people put out a TikTok joke video, even, and then CPS is called on them. Hopefully, you guys don't hear this bird out my window. That's why I keep looking over here. He's being very, very loud. But anyway, you would think that Ashley would be embarrassed by all of this. Like, oh boy, this was a joke. Man, this is really embarrassing. Now people are threatening to call CPS and they're questioning my parenting abilities and this and that. Like, you would think it'd be embarrassing that she would take it down, but no, she's leaning into it all and she seems to really be enjoying it. She even said, "Thanks y'all," when she unlocked the benefits on TikTok due to the views that she's getting. Again, I don't know why you'd want to be known for being a crappy mom on TikTok. I don't know why you want that to be your brand. I don't get it. I do not get it at all.
Babe, babe, we have to hold off on having any more kids. We can't have any more kids because someone on the internet said we should hold off on having any more kids. I don't know, some strange person on the internet. Well, everything that you read on the internet's true. Well, should we just get a cat?
Why is her husband okay with this? Why is no one in her life saying, "Ashley, maybe you just don't. Maybe just stop. Like, let's not continue to engage with people." I have questions on why no one is stepping in here. And something that I saw a lot in the comment sections was people putting photos of Ruby Frankie. And I kind of get why people are making that comparison. She gives off that same sort of energy at times, very cold, staring straight through the camera, laughing off people criticizing her parenting like it's just a big joke. It kind of reminds me of when Ruby laughed at Chad for sleeping on a beanbag for 9 months. Obviously, I'm not saying that she's on the same level as Ruby Frankie, but I do understand why people are kind of picking up similar vibes with the content that Ashley is choosing to put out there of herself. These type of videos always make me wonder what makes someone post something like that on TikTok. They have to know what the reaction is going to be and how it looks. Even if it wasn't okay, let's say yes, the kid agreed to it or not agreed to it. Yes, the kid asked to go outside when he was vomiting. Okay, we'll buy that for a second. The way that she set the video up, again, she's purposely trying to drum up engagement, rage bait people, but why would you want to? when it's your parenting on the line, it's your parenting that's gonna be called out. I don't get it. I don't get it, but let me know what you guys think about this one. If you saw it on TikTok, let me know. Hope you guys have a great weekend. This is gonna go out either today or tomorrow. We'll see. Either way, it's almost the weekend, which is exciting. I hope you guys have a great long weekend. If you're in the States, hopefully you have Monday off. Let me know. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.